قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم عاهد إليكم يا بني آدم أن لا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد سورة المباركة الفاتحة السلام والسلام عليه يا رسول الله محمد محمد آل محمد سلام.
کیونکہ ابھی تلک فضا میں ولادت علی کی خوشبو پھیل رہی ہے. جو چند اشعار because the fragrance of the ولادت Imam Ali is still in the air. A couple shairis before I recite the main munajat. أفضل الصلاة محمد وآل محمد. شیر خدا علی ہے، شہ لافتہ علی، مولا کائنات میرے مرتضی علی.
مولا کائنات میں مدن
سب مل کے مولا کائنات مرتضی. رب سے ملی ہے تیغ، نبی سے علم ملا، قرآن رگوں میں ان کی ملا، بولتا ہوا قرآن رگوں میں ان کی ملا، بولتا ہوا. دنیا نہ لا سکے گی کوئی دوسرا علی یا علی، دنیا نہ لا سکے گی کوئی سرا. ہم سب کا مولا، داماد پیمبر، ساقی کوثر، شافی محشر، حیدر. نعرہ نعرہ
حیدری نعرہ حیدری.
Inshallah, Babul Hawaij. So there are many doors of Hawaij today, and one of them is Imam Jaffer Sadiq. Let's all pray that with the wasila of our sixth Imam, everybody's hajat is fulfilled. All the balas, all the trials, all that will be removed from us, inshallah, inshallah. Please, this is not a mono recitation. It is a joint. We should all recite together from our hearts. And inshallah, inshallah, we'll get the benefits from them. سلوات پڑھو، ذکر ہے چھٹے امام کا. سلوات. نور خدا شہنشہ عالی مقام کا، یا رب ہمیں توفیق دے، مدح صدقہ دے ہمیں حضرت صادق کے نام کا. ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق.
I want you to always say salawat together. Salawat. Salawat. Wonderful. Something
सादिक के नाम का आशिक सु इमाम ऐ दीन के सुल्तान इमाम क्या सल्ले अला शान है मौला की हमारे अल्लाह के प्यारे हैं पैगंबर के है प्यारे घर वक्त मुसीबत कोई हजरत को पुकारे फिल फौर मदद करते हैं ज़हरा के दुलारे है जवाब सादी बाबुल मुराद आप हो ऐ कुल के मददगार हाजत रवाई कीजिए ऐ रहमते खुदा खाली कोई हुजूर के दर से नहीं फिरा मकबूले बारगाह हमारी हो इल्जा ऐ आशिक दे मौला सवाल लाए हैं खाली न फेरना दामन हमारे गौहरे मकसूद से भरना नजरे मनाई हमने जो मकबूल ही करना दरबार से मायूस किसी को न फेरना है आशिक जाफर सादी या जाफरे सादिक मेरी अर्जी बहाल हो फैयाज हो करीम हो हैदर के लाल हो शियों को दो जहां में ना रंजो महाल हो جو دشمنان دین ہے ان پر زوال ہو، اے ہے دین ہو آپ سخی ابن سخی، اے میرے آقا، جو جو کہ ہیں بیمار انہیں جلد ہو شفا، لا ولد کو اولاد ہو، اے خاص خدا، ہو شاد دو جہاں میں محب آپ کا صدا، ہے عاشق امام فرسادی، امام پروردگار جعفر صادق کا واسطہ، مانگا جو کچھ حضور سے جلد ہو عطا، ہم واسطہ دیتے ہیں تجھے آل ابا کا، سب شیعوں کی مقبول الہی ہو التجا، ہے عاشق امام دین، ہے دین امام جعفر، افضل الصلاة محمد وآل Muhammad. Started with 2 lines of Imam Ali. Now to hear a good nara from Salim Bhai, so I'm going to have recite another 2 lines, inshallah. ملنے کو تو مل جائیں گے دنیا میں ہزاروں، کعبے کی قسم، کعبے کی قسم تیرے برابر نہ ملے دنیا میں اگر دامن حیدر نہ ملے گا، محشر میں انہیں ساکیے نہ ملے گا، یا علی یا علی، ہم سب کا مولا، داماد پیمبر، جبریل کا ٹیچر، حسنین کا فادر، عیسیٰ بھی بولے، موسیٰ بھی بولے، ذرا دل سے بولو، ذرا دل سے بولو، آواز سے بولو، نجف تک پہنچے، ذرا دل سے بولو، نعرہ حیدری، نعرہ صفری، نعرہ خیبری، پر محمد وآل محمد صلوات.
Let's all recite 5 times Ayah Mayujibo for all those in need of du'as. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه يكشف السوء. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سورة المباركة الفاتحة.
بر شهنشاه کائنات امام زمانہ بآواز بلند صلوات. اللهم صل. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه. جشن کی فضا تو پھیل چکی. Inshallah, I will only be presenting to you a very short lecture in which there are some important messages that I'm pretty sure our Imam Jaffer Sadiq Salawatullahi alayhi wa sallam would want us to understand. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه ونور عرشه أفضل الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين شفيع المذنبين رحمة للعالمين الرسول المسدد محمود الأحمد أبي القاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. أما بعد، فقد قال الله حق سبحانه وتعالى في قرآن المجيد وفرقان الحميد وقوله الحق يوفون بالنذر ويخافون يوما كان شره مستطيرا ويطعمون الطعام على حبه مسكينا ويتيما وأسيرا إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا. صلوات بر محمد. बैठी हुई आवाज को एक सलवात का सहारा दीजिए. I am privileged today, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, to present to you a very short, a very comprehensive lecture in which is a pertinent message for all of us, especially myself. The surah is Al-Insan, the human, number 76. The ayats that I have recited are 7, 8, and 9, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, they who fulfill their vows, nazr, and fear a day whose evil will be widespread, and they give food in spite of love for the needy, orphan, and the captive. And Allah is saying, we need, and they say we need, we feed you only for the countenance of Allah, who wish not from you any reward or any gratitude. Durood Bej Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Surah Al-Insan, the human being. The purpose of choosing this particular three ayats today, on this very, very special day, in which we are celebrating the barakat of the Sufra of Imam Jaffer Sadiq Salawatullahi alayhi wa sallam. Insan, Surah Insan. Allah is describing these insan, these qualities of insan in these three ayats. And inshallah, as the subjects will go on, we will unravel the meanings of each and every ayat. We, the insan, created as Ashrafi Makhlukat, as it says in Surah Yateen, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ وَطُورِ سِينِينَ وَهَذَا الْبَلَدِ الْأَمِينِ لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ التَّقْوِيمِ. Created you from the highest of all. Insan, when we were created, the purpose of insaniyat was to recognize your Rabb, your Allah, who your creator is. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Understand, comprehend. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in a very majestic and a very beautiful way explaining me at least and all of us, insan, the relevance and the importance. He says, I created you, O insan, O human beings, but I did not leave you alone. I gave you 124,000 prophets, and I gave you the 14 ma'sumeens that will guide you at every step of the way. Our guides are our ma'sumeen, our aimma. An example, how do you and I understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? He's not tangible. We cannot see him. We cannot feel him. How do you recognize your Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And Allah in Surah Nur has done a very good analogy of understanding how to recognize him. A very beautiful meaning. He says, I am Nur, and I am in a lamp, a crystal from which the reflections come out. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us a tangible example so you and I, the human beings, can understand the rububiyyat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, and he gives another example, and this example is given by none other than our sixth Imam, Imam Jaffer Sadiq salawatullahi alayhi wa sallam. When someone came to Imam and says, Ya Rasulullah, how do I understand and comprehend my Allah? Said Imam smiled and he said, it's very simple. And there was a chandelier that was hanging, and they were made out of crystals, not the plastic ones we see today. It was real pure glass crystal. And he said, look at that chandelier. What do you see? He said, I see a spectrum of light, different colors of light, not one. There is one light coming from there, but I see a spectrum, different colors. And Imam smiled and he said, Allah has said in the Quran that He is Nur. And He, through the crystal, and what is a crystal? The purest form of glass. Pak or Masoom. Through that, if you look, there is a spectrum that's called Asma'ul Husna. And that is your recognition of who your Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. Durud bhejiye Muhammad wa ali Muhammad par. Allahumma salli. Who are these crystals? Who are these crystals in this chandelier? For us, Allah is non-tangible. આપણે જોઈ નહીં શકતા. દેખાય છે? No. We don't see it. We feel it? No. But Allah is showing you an example. In my 99 qualities in the name, you cannot even get close to that until and unless you understand this crystal. Allahu Akbar. And who are they? None but the purest. Innama yuridullah liyuzhiba ankum ar-rijsa ahlul bayt wa yutahhirakum tathira. Allahumma salli. Hamad. The purest. Today, inshallah wa ta'ala, with the time I've been given by President Saib, he said 20 minutes. I'll try to do my best to convey a message. Let's look at the very first prism that we want to look through. And that is none other than our first Imam, Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi alayhi wa sallam. All the Imams and the Aimmas came only, as you have heard in the last two lectures by the Sheikh, only to guide us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not for recognition. I am so and so. No! This is your Allah. Now, look at the first example that takes us towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I will only take you to the characteristics that we are supposed to adopt and use in our lives to receive closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first one, Imam Ali. What was his title? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Well, it is said that when Rasulullah went to Mi'raj and he saw a whole line of camel, Jibreel Amin was asked by Rasulullah, what are these camels and what are they carrying on their backs, which is unlimited? And he said, these camels are carrying the books which have nothing but the fazail of Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali. Let us only take one that we can use, inshallah. His one title was Mushkil Kushaye Do Alam, the solver of problems in the universes. Not universe, not only earth, universes. Really? Yes. From the very conception of the Nur of Ali ibn Abi Talib, he started solving problems. How? When his Nur was created, there was no heaven, there was no hell, there was no earth, there was no sky, there was nothing when the Nur of Panjatan was created. And at that time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands, He says, create the heaven and the hell. And it was created. And He saw angels that were lifting heaven. And the Nur of Ali ibn Abi Talib passes from there. And He says, is there a problem? I see that you have a problem. Mushkil Kusha is asking, who? The angels. When? Before anything was created. Allahu Akbar. And they said, oh Nur, the heaven is too heavy and we cannot lift it. And Imam in this Nur says, just recite Subhanallahi walhamdulillahi wa la ilaha illallahu wallahu akbar. And the angels recite it. And the Nur comes back. He sees and he asks, is this any better now? He says, we do not feel anything on our shoulders anymore. Allahu Akbar. And what was this dua for? For whom? My brothers, my sisters. It was for not only angels, it was for us too. This is why on our third rakat and the fourth rakat, we recite Subhanallahi walhamdulillahi wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. This is a dua given by none other than Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullahi alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma salli. This is a Haydari! Yeah. This is at the conception of the Nur. Look at the end of Ali ibn Abi Talib. He's been given zarbat. He is totally engulfed in poison and blood. And the Muslims bring Ibn Muljim to him, who was shaking and trembling. And his tongue goes out. Look at what Mushkil Kusha does then. He forgets about his zarbat. He forgets his condition. He says, oh Hassan, make sure that you give him a glass of water right away. This is Mushkil Kusha. He solves the problem constantly. What's the moral for us? We have 11 more to go. The moral is, can you be a solver of problems instead of being a problem? Can you solve a problem instead of being a problem? We need to start solving, first of all, within ourselves. Secondly, in our family. Then in our community. and then in our society, then our city, and then our country that we live in. We need to show that we are the lovers of Ahlul Bayt. We are the followers of Mushkil Kushayid Alam Ali ibn Abi Talib. Salawatullahi alayhi wa sallam. The second, Imam Hassan Mujtaba Salawatullahi alayhi wa sallam. I'm only showing you these facades of the prism that take us to Qurba, closeness to Allah, and the people that showed us how. Second, Al Hasan Mujtaba. The word Mujtaba is the chosen one. The chosen one. जिसको खास तौर से चुना गया है. The chosen one. What is the moral for us to understand from being the chosen one of Imam Hassan alayhi salam? A time passes, one day, Imam Hassan alayhi salam is standing outside Medina, and people come in, and he's inviting them all. Come to the Dastarkhan of Imam Hassan alayhi salam. And the Dastarkhan is so grand, it is so elegant that the people that come there, they sit, they eat, and they even were given food to take home. Hassan Mujtaba. Someone said from them, I have read in my books that this is the kind of da'wah that was given by none other than Ibrahim alayhi salam. I have not ever seen a da'wah like this. And at that time, Imam Hassan alayhi salam smiles and he says, we are the descendants of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Allahu Akbar. Mujtaba, the chosen. Are you chosen? Yes, we are. We're unique. We have doctors here, we have engineers here, we have psychologists here, we have pharmacists here, we have all kinds of professions here in this community. Allah has given you these professions. It is the barakat of Allah that you are what you are. Don't ever think I'm self-made. No, you are given that because Allah wanted to choose you. You're chosen. When you're chosen, the question is, what is it about your talent, your profession, your particular specialty that you can contribute in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What can you do? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Let's go to our third. I have a lot to say, and inshallah, I hope, Mr. President, you don't mind. You said 20 minutes. Bawazibulan salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa. The third Imam. We don't need to even say much about him. Sayyideh Shabab. Ahl Jannah. But Sardar of the Shahada of Karbala. What did he do? It's difficult to mention his name and not cry. He gave everything he had, near and dear to him. Why? Qurbatan ilallah. Why? To show you and I what? That when you have anything near and dear, give that in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. give that. It's not like we have spring break and now we're going to clean our closets and we do this. We do this. We take all the old clothes. Oh, it's out of fashion. Oh, purana ho gaya. Oh, it's old. And now we put them in a bag and we give it to Salvation Army. Did you give a new shirt? No. Why? Why? You love a new shirt, but you don't think that person you're going to give to is going to love a new shirt. Give what's near and dear to you in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'll give you a small incident that happened when I had my grocery store. Abbas probably remembers. I had a young man by the name of Carlos, and you remember Munir Bhai. Became a Shia, and he was Spanish. But one day, some brothers came. It was Brother Munis and Brother Bahonsh and them. And somebody was thirsty. And I didn't say anything. But this kid, he runs to the cooler and he takes out a bottle of water, cold, and he gives it. But before he gives it, he says something. I'm listening. What is he saying? He said, Assalamu alaikum ya Aba Abdullah. Zindabad. Murda. Why, I asked him. He said, if Hussein, my Imam, could give everything in the name of Allah, I can give a bottle in the name of Allah. Allahu Akbar. I learned from that. I learned. Let's go now to our fourth Imam. Imam Zainul Abidin salawatullahi alayhi wa sallam. Zainul Abidin. He was Zain, the adornment of Ibadat. Abidin. Are we in any shape or form adornments to Ibadat? What is Ibadat for us? Oh, namaz, roza, hajj, khums, zakah. Huh? Coming to Sufra today. Okay, that's our thing. Ibadat? La. Imam Zainul Abidin showed that every single breath that you take in your life should be devoted to none other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only Allah. No one else. There's a lot more for every Imam, but let me go to the fifth Imam. Imam Muhammad al-Baqir salawatullahi alayhi. Imam Muhammad al-Baqir was called Baqir al-Ulum, the splitter, the analyzer, the bringing forth of the ilm and analyzing it and giving it to his son so that he could further analyze it and spread it in the world. Muhammad Baqir. An incident which I thank my brother here. He just sent me recently, and it's a very important document that I got. In 1871, it's only 300 years or less, am I right? Albert Einstein was born. And what was he famous for, anybody? Theory of relativity, correct? E equals mc squared, correct? And as he was doing his research, he comes across this one notion, energy. After he had made already a theory and a thesis that passed and was approved, he still was wondering. He said, I'm not satisfied. Energy, mass, volume. No, I'm not satisfied. So he said, let me start investigating. He starts investigating. It's a true incident. If you want, you can Google it. He starts researching it. And he keeps on and on. He doesn't find any answers. Then he goes to different religions, all different religions. Finally, he comes to Islam. He finishes all the different platforms of Islam, and he still doesn't understand or get his answers. Doesn't. He's talking about what? Energy, mass, and volume. He wants a proper definition. So finally, there is an alim ad-din that says there is one caste in Islam which is called Shiaism. Go to them. I'm guaranteeing you, you will find the answer. So he starts probing and he said, who can I consult? At that time, our Marja Azam, Al Hussein Burujardi, was born in 1875, close to when Einstein was born. He was the Marja of the time. So Einstein starts consulting, writing documents. He writes a letter with this question. Here is a Marja Alam. Today we're really putting marjas down sometimes, aren't we? No, we shouldn't. This is what marjas do. Why? Because they are guided by none other than the holy ones, the purified ones, that this is the way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, 75 documents were written. He sends a document, Albert Einstein, and our Agha, Hussein Burujardi, he gets it. He gets it translated. He reads it. He gets it, his answer translated in English and sends it to him. Amazing. This went on. 75 documents. Finally, he sends the last document. Our Agha sends it to him. And he says, if you really want a concrete answer to the 75 documents that I have sent you, then I'm sending you a book called Nahjul Balagha, written by none other than Bab Madinatul Ilm, Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala. He reads it. Einstein reads it. Where am I speaking this from? These documents are present in the archive of the British Museum. If you get a chance, go there. You'll find it. Apne jeb se nahi nikala. I'm not just saying it from anywhere. I have documents. Now, he reads the book, Nahjul Balagha. Who? Einstein. He's astounded. He says, I cannot believe this. He's described not only energy, but he's described Ma'raj, and in complete detail with its energy, which is with body and soul, and he's proven it. And truly, after reading it, he sends a letter to the Marja. He says, truly, after reading Babe Madinatul Ilm, now I realize what the Madinatul Ilm is all about. And now I realize who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all about. Durud Beji Muhammad wa. Tafak. Allahu Akbar. Ya Rasulallah. Haydari! 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 नहीं मजमा मुतासिर नहीं हुआ है, नहीं तो आपकी आवाज थोड़ी बुलंद होके आती इंशाल्लाह. Fifth Imam, His message, what? Do tafakkur and tadabbur. Einstein did it, and he found not only Ali, he not only found Muhammad, but he recognized energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tafakkur, tadabbur. Who's taught us this? Imam Muhammad Baqir, Imam Jaffer Sadiq. Allahumma salli ala. I have a lot to say, and my time is running out. With your permission, I will, inshallah wa ta'ala, ask you to forgive me if I don't finish all of them, all the facades of the prism this time, giving our president a chance to invite me again to complete it, inshallah. The sixth Imam, Imam Jaffer Sadiq, salawatullahi alayhi wa sallam, he narrates an amazing thing. He says to his ashab, I have heard it from my father, Imam Muhammad Baqir. And who has heard it from Ali ibn al-Hussein? Who has heard it from none other than Sayyid al-Shuhada Karbala, Imam Hussein? What? This is a hadith. He says, Imam Hussein says the Prophet used to raise his hands and implore and beg to Allah just like a poor man begs for food. Allahu Akbar. Why am I bringing this point? Because I want to bring a particular point that is very important, which is again scientific. But how our Imam Jaffer Sadiq, actually showed different avenues that were in sciences. And by the way, I have the book with me. If anybody is interested, can ask me to see it, and you can take a picture and order this book for your benefit. And it says, the great Muslim scientist and philosopher, Imam Jaffer Sadiq alayhi salam. A lot of material to read, a lot of material to discuss today. And I'm sure we're all here we have heard the Qasida and the Munajat of Imam Jaffer Sadiq, and I'm sure we're interested in taking our takeouts and going home and really eating our tabarruk. Yes. A lot of people, for them, Sufro, the meaning is kheer, puri, all that good stuff that you get with it. Huh? A lot of people. But the real meaning of Sufra, what is the meaning? Why do we get together like this? Is to discuss the ma'rifah and the message that the Imam has given us, or the Imams have given us, that we can use in our life. We can adapt to it and bring changes to ourselves. One of these things that Imam says, somebody asked one of the ashab, Yabna Rasulillah, when you just said this particular hadith of Imam Hussein describing Rasulullah in this manner, raising his hands and begging, what is the meaning? Imam was addressing whom? The intellectuals around him, who were people of science, technology. Today, let me go to today and then I'll go to our Imam. Today, the science has proven in 1 square inch of our hand, we have 9 feet of blood vessel, 600 pain sensors, 9,000 nerve endings, 36 heat sensors, and 76 pressure sensors. Allahu Akbar. Look at all the ni'mat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is putting in your hand. Now I'm coming back. Why? Imam explains why. Raise your hand. He says, these hands, the way they give out, like if I remember in my case, I had to get an oximeter. My nephew brought it from you, so help, thank you. It was when I was out from the hospital to check my oxygen level and my pulse. Okay? It's a little contraption you put on your finger, and after a little while, suddenly you see, oh, I'm 98, I'm good. Oh, my pulse is 72, I'm good. If it goes below 80, what happens? Boo, problem. Your oxygen is low. Okay? The same way our Imam is explaining us that these tips of your fingers, they have sensitivity. When you raise your hand and you say, Ya Allah, I beg of you to give all the mu'mineen shifa, depending on what your niyat is, how clean your heart is, depending on how sincere were you to say all this, your dua becomes mustajab, it is accepted. Allahu Akbar. With this, I will say this since I have taken more than my time today, inshallah. If I get chance, I'll continue another time. I say this and my dua will be inshallah in Urdu if you don't mind. पालने वाले तुझे वास्ता है मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद का चाहदा मासूमीन का पंजतने पाक का तुझे वास्ता है बीबी ज़ैनब का बीबी कुलसूम का बीबी सकीना का अली असगर का अबुल फजल अब्बास अमीरुल मोमिनीन का उम्मुल बनीन का या अल्लाह तुझे वास्ता है इमाम जाफर सादिक का इमाम मूसी काजिम का इमाम अली रज़ा का इमाम मोहम्मद तकी अल जवाद का इमाम हसन अस्करी का ये बाबुल हवाइज है पालने वाले जो भी बीमार है उनको शफाए कामिल आता है जो भी मकरूज है उनके कर्ज अदा करते हैं पालने वाले जो भी हालत परेशानी में है उनके परेशानियों को दूर करते हैं और जो भी असीर है उनको तू आजाद कर दे बेहक मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद अफजलुस सलात मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद
Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Nisar uncle, thank you for that great lecture. And it's funny that you were asking about additional dates because we have a talk after this. So you'll be seeing Nisar uncle very soon, inshallah. All right. So first, I want to again wish everybody well on this occasion of the Sufro. A lot of people worked very hard, as you can see from the table here, as well as the delicious food that was prepared. Still doing takeaway, but we'll hopefully enjoy it at home. So just a lot of watch all the lady volunteers and all the volunteers that worked very hard to put this event together. Brothers and sisters, we've gone through quite a bit here the last 2 years, ups and downs with obviously COVID, my favorite topic to come up here and discuss over and over again. But today, hopefully, some favorable news I wish to share with you. As you can look around, there are some things that you will no longer see, and we're going to start lifting some of the restrictions. The cases right now, which we'll continue to monitor daily, which is what I do, are in a good place. So you see the signs that were here, don't touch, feel free to touch again, no problems. Hug each other, smile, because you can take these off too. as of tomorrow. Well, not right now, but starting tomorrow, inshallah, this week, we're lifting our mandate for the masks. I think we're at a point now we can safely gather. Again, the majority of our community is vaccinated. A good some of our community actually has had the virus at least once. So we are building that immunity. Now, those who are not vaccinated, Shoriako, I'm sorry, because it's not safe for you, and it's not a joke. It is not. This is serious, right? We're not judging why you're not vaccinated, but this is not the place to come because even right now, as we're lifting these restrictions, the likelihood, even amongst those of us who are vaccinated, of spreading the virus to each other has just gone up several fold. It will spread. We'll continue to monitor. And if it gets bad, we'll have to reintroduce some of these restrictions and clamp down again and have to ask to wear these. As well, one of my favorite things is rumors. And I think there's a rumor circulating about Ramadan. I'm going to talk about that quick because sometimes in our planning meetings, we do get excited. We brainstorm, we talk about things. And the intention the last couple of weeks, it's amongst the conversations we're having, is we would love to have the 30 days Ramzan here at the center as we've always had in the past. Coming, enjoying iftar, seeing each other, all those things. So that is the goal. However, things have to happen and things have to progress again with the overall conditions of this virus for us to do that safely. All right. And that's always been our intention to keep everybody safe. So, yes, the rumor about the 30 days Ramzan, there's some truth to that, but no decision is final. Right. Once we get through our protocols and our process of determining whether that is possible, we'll make the announcement at that time. I know everyone's excited. Everybody wants that. This year, more than any other year, being that this will be the last month as a whole, Ramzan, that we're spending here at this center, it has some nostalgia, right? There's some meaning to it. Because shortly after Ramzan concludes, we will be beginning with the construction of the new center. So this is a memorable event. As a matter of fact, May 2nd is the projected Eid date. Ironically, that's also the 20-year anniversary for this building. All right, so we will. So we want to make sure, and I'll share pictures of the past few years of what we've done here these nights when we've gathered at this center in the month of Ramadan. We've always obviously been able to take advantage of the summer months, but we'll take advantage of this last April as all being together the best way we can. So look forward to that. The other thing I want to announce is we will be launching. I've talked about this. We are at the point now we're going to be launching our Youth Leadership Council. I'll be having a date. I believe it's around the 3 Shaban Kushalis. I believe the Saturday is May 5th. We'll have a kickoff event. I do invite the entire community to that event. This is outside of building a building. The biggest thing we can build collectively as a community is our future generation. And teaching about leadership, not just here. It's not about running the mosque, although they'll be participating in those activities more and more and have a seat. Our ambassador council will have a seat at the table talking to the management directly about events and things that they would like to hold. We're going to support them. But it's really what each of us have a part in doing this. We have a lot of potential here within our community. As Nisar Uncle mentioned, professionals, right? We have to take that knowledge and have to guide and mentor our youth, right? If you look at the potential of this community, this generation, better than any generation before, and we have to help them. So along with announcing the youth ambassadors and setting up this youth leadership council that we envision, I do ask those of you, I see some of the young people here in their 20s, uh, we're going to look to you to be mentors. And as well, it's not just exclusive, it's not age. If you are in a specific profession and things like that, you've succeeded in business, we're going to look for you and we'll invite you to these sessions. Now, this is not just me running this. It's like I said last time, this is not a me thing. This is a community thing. It takes a village, an entire community to come together to help our youth, and something we need to improve on. We'll be calling outside speakers. We'll have sessions with professionals here, doctors, lawyers, other professionals, business people here guiding our youth. So again, look out for the announcement for the kickoff, which will be March 5th, I believe. It's a Saturday. As well, this Friday, we're going to have a couple of things going on this Friday, or coming Friday. One is a great initiative that's come from the madrasa. Brother Abbas Walji and the madrasa committee have put together a program in developing our youth in reciting dua and Quran in preparation for Ramadan. So every Friday, they're going to gather here between now and Ramadan to help train our children in recitation and get them ready to recite. But as I talked to Brother Abbas, this is not just a Ramzan thing. This is other programs as well. Thursday nights, other Wiladats, Shahadats programs that we have here that we would want to invite these youth to come and recite. And as I mentioned, as part of the Leadership Council, to start one Thursday a month, we'd like to see our youth drive the program from start to finish, meaning they will decide the reciters, they will decide on the topics of lectures or other things they'd like to do in lieu of the lecture. They will craft that program once a month to start, and as well have other programs that they'll organize other nights of the week and weekends and whatnot will be there for them as well. To start off this Friday, after the program, which starts at 8 o'clock, which is the Dua training program, after that program, there will be a game night, and I'd like to announce the first leader, our youth ambassador, Brother Ali Bas. Where's Brother Abbas? Ali Abbas Bimji? Is he here? So he'll be hosting the event this Friday as well. We'll be announcing other ambassadors as well to help. So loud salawat for Brother Ali Abbas. So we'll continue now with the continuation of the program with Qasida. And before we proceed, a loud salawat followed by Surah Fatiha for all our marhumin. Al-Fatiha.
برائے خوشنودی امام جعفر صادق علیہ السلام آواز بلند صلوات. مت کسی کی بات کیجیے، 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 بس علی کی بات کیجیے، یا علی، بس علی کی بات کیجیے، اور قبر میں علی نے آنا ہے، قبر میں علی نے آنا ہے، روشنی کی بات کیجیے، روشنی کی بات کیجیے، مت کسی کی بات کیجیے، بس علی کی بات کیجیے، یا علی، مولا تیرا نعرہ ایمان بتاتا ہے، مولا تیرا نعرہ ایمان بتاتا ہے، مومن کی منافق کی پہچان کراتا ہے، مولا تیرا نعرہ ایمان بتاتا ہے، کرتا ہے جدا ہم کو یہ سارے یزیدیوں سے، کرتا ہے جدا ہم کو یہ سارے یزیدیوں سے، ہر ایک حسینی کی یہ شان براتا ہے، مولا زندہ باد، زندہ باد، زندہ نہ مرد آباد نعرہ حیدری یا مولا نعرہ حیدری یا مولا نعرہ ہے یہ کمبر کا نعرہ ہے یہ بوزر کا نعرہ ہے یہ میسم کا نعرہ ہے کلندر کا اور دار پہ نعرہ تمار لگاتا ہے مولا تیرا نعرہ ایمان بتاتا ہے حیدری 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 حیدر کی ولایت تو ملتی ہے وراثت میں حیدر کی ولایت تو ملتی ہے وراثت میں نسلوں کی طہارت کی پہچان کراتا ہے نسلوں کی طہارت کی پہچان کراتا ہے مومن کی منافق کی پہچان کراتا ہے مولا تیرا نعرہ ایمان بتاتا ہے میں قبر میں محشر میں یہ نعرہ لگاؤں گا میں قبر میں محشر میں یہ نعرہ لگاؤں گا یہ میرے عقیدت کا عنوان بتاتا ہے یا علی افضل الصلاۃ محمد و آل محمد صلوات پڑھو ذکر ہے چھٹے امام کا نور خدا شہنشاہ عالی مقام کا یا رب ہمیں توفیق دے مد ہے امام کا صدقہ دے ہمیں حضرت صادق کے نام کا ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق ہے دین کے سلطان ہر صبح و شام میری دعا ہے میرے مولا ہے عشق مدینہ سے میرا دل تڑپ رہا یا صبت مصطفیٰ ہمیں بلوالو کربلا چومے ذریعے پاک شاہ کربلا ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق ہے دین کے سلطان امام جعفر صادق افضل الصلاۃ محمد و آل محمد توجہ زیارت
السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا نبي الله، السلام عليك يا حبيب الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى، السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك، عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين، خصوصا سيدي مولاي أبو الفضل العباس وأختك زينب وأم كلثوم وبنتك سكينة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك تسعة المعصومين من ذرية الحسين عليه السلام، علي بن الحسين زين العابدين ومحمد بن علي الباقر وجعفر بن محمد الصادق وموسى بن جعفر الكاظم وعلي بن موسى الرضا ومحمد بن علي التقي الجواد وعلي بن محمد الحادي النقي والحسن بن علي العسكري. السلام عليك يا حجة الله يا ابن الحسن يا صاحب العصر والزمان، سيدي يا الأمان 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 من فتنة الزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك كعبة الإيمان، السلام عليك إمامنا وإمام الإنس والجان. أجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك وجعلنا من أعوانك والأنصارك والمستشهدين بين يديك. السلام عليك أهل بيت النبوة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته.